After the success of the Aquameg avatar outfit, I decided to keep it. I hope you're all happy, that's why we have it today. For part of the video, I'm going to switch it out at some point because this is, as you noticed from the title, the 4th exhibition of stupid people. I have 3 articles, each will require a differing outfit, I think, to suit the nature of the subject. So the first one we're going to cover is a school. This one should ordinarily be a Judge Moist thing, and he is going to make a little appearance later on. But this is going to come from a primary school in Duncombe Primary in Holloway, which is North London, where for the last 5 years, the schools have had cameras installed in the bathrooms, something which was only revealed to parents very recently by the Chair of Governors. Now the claim is that footage has been deleted monthly on a regular cycle basis, and that the police found no evidence of criminal activity. Now, I take huge issue with the very concept of there being cameras in the bathroom. If the intention is to keep it an open space to make sure the kids aren't eating soap, why don't you just have a supervisor stand by the door and not look at the kids when they're using the bathroom? To me, this feels like a massive invasion of privacy and surely something the parents should have known about in advance. However, and there is a twist to this, upon a parents' meeting where they answered questions, it was discovered that the cameras were not installed by the school. They were held on an independent server. The school don't even know who installed them. This was confirmed by the police, who found that the cameras were on an independent server that was not the same as those that ran the school cameras, which were on a school server that did not go into the bathroom. The concern here is that not only did the school not know about these cameras, the council did not know about it, the staff did not know about it. It was that there was no knowledge of them for 5 years. According to sources, only 2 people even knew they existed, but those names are not being released at this present time. Now, as there has not been any criminal charges brought against those 2 people, one assumes it's considered a closed matter now. I think those 2 people are massive idiots, and they should be fired for it. The school's governor has since come out and said that they will now comply with legislation that bans that. And in a letter that was sent to the parents, the Board of Governors chair, Douglas Cowie, said that prior to Helen formally raking up her headship, she became aware and was alerted to the installation of concealed cameras facing the wash basin areas that had been installed in the children's toilets dating back to April of 2014. And it should be noted that because she knew and immediately acted when finding out about them, she had it all shut down. However, it should be considered a criminal investigation regardless, because it doesn't matter where they're facing, they are still in the children's bathroom, which is utterly unacceptable. To move on from that, and to go through our first change in attire, I want to talk about Sarah Barras and Brandon Machin, and for this I'm gonna write change of location as well. Yay. Sarah Barras and Brandon Machin are both facing a considerable amount of time in jail, because to her, committing a rather heinous act on her sons, where they are no longer with us, I can't use the word, is like potato chips and you can't stop at one. That is, by the way, a direct quote from her. To an extent, she is, by the way, one of the exhibition of stupid people's people for this video. People? Yes. The other would be social services, who had been warned on multiple occasions by her brother, Martin, that she was like this, and that the boys that she had, her sons, were at risk, but they never acted because they didn't have enough evidence. So granted, at the time, it was understandable they couldn't act because they only had one person's word and not enough proof, but I believe they failed completely to adequately supervise and intervene when they should have earlier on. Barras and Machin have been described by the courts as evil psychopaths who have been labelled as evil since birth, as if it wasn't already bad enough that a mother decided to take the lives of her sons. You have to add to the fact that this was planned back in May. She had planned this, and that is absolutely sickening. Proof of that is that she actually has 6 kids. Tristan and Blake are the 2 that are sadly no longer with us. The other 4, thankfully, are safe. One of the major warnings that were given to social services that should have raised enough alarm bells was the fact that Martin had witnessed Sarah and Machin being physically violent to Blake when the boy was a toddler. They were alerted to this when Blake was, well, infant, and at time of passing, 14. They had 14 years to have basically abused the living hell out of a child, and that is unacceptable. The judge for this has said that it is highly likely both Barras and Machin will spend their whole lives in jail, and I 100% support it. Social services in this country, for those who are American, hello, will tell you, people here especially will tell you, social services are a massive joke. They take the kids from parents who don't deserve to lose their kids and leave the kids with the parents who don't deserve to have their kids. They are absolutely embarrassing. So you're in the exhibition of stupid people as well. Congratulations. The final thing I want to talk about, and this one's a bit of a joke to me. I found it to be a joke. It was linked to me on Twitter. Thank you very much for that. So let's change again. Right. 3 outfit changes. It must be an awards ceremony. This is an Instagram influencer. His name is Freddie Bensley, a contestant on The Circle, no less, who has gone on to say that learning about World War II would hit millennials' mental health. One of the most amusing criticisms is that without people fighting that war, idiots like this kid wouldn't be free to be who they want. And that is absolutely correct. Hypothetically, say we did kowtow to those during World War II who didn't want us to fight and just surrender. This country would be vastly different. Now, if we are going to talk about what he has said about the wars, World War II no less, being damaging to the mental health of millennials, we are already setting the bar incredibly low for how stable they are to begin with. Now, to talk about war, we should accept that in our history, all of human history, so your history mostly, mine's just great, human history is filled with death. Some of the most popular historical periods are rife with war. In this country, I would argue the most popular is the Tudors. Does everyone remember the rhyme? Divorce beheaded died, divorce beheaded survived. Does anyone remember how the Tudors came into power? The war? Yeah. How about the Spanish Armada? Our history is filled with it. Let's go to France, to the French Revolution. Let's go to the American Civil War. We could go anywhere around the world. How about Khan? We can go literally anywhere, and there is war, and there is death. We don't teach it to the youth so as to harm their mental health, but to show them what we came from, so that we have learnt and prove we have learnt from those mistakes. It is why we try so hard to be diplomatic in many issues. Not all, of course. Theresa May did, after all, order an airstrike on Syria, quotes, weapons caches, which were proven to be nothing. The overarching point is that we teach history so we don't forget it, so we don't make the same mistakes. Sociologically and technologically, we have come so far along. We really have. And the only places really where war is a huge problem are in places we cannot achieve peace. That's why I don't think we should be there anymore. But there are other reasons as well, of course. But we have come far. And if it harms the mental health of the student in question to be distressed at the idea of discussing what we had to go through to get to where we are now, then perhaps that person needs a psychologist. And perhaps consider investing in a clue, because it is so fundamentally important to understand who we are. Who you are, especially. Some of us take the liberty of going through our family history to find out where we come from. I traced mine, mostly farmers, carpenters, and that's about it really. No soldiers, no warriors, no champions, no politicians, no celebrities. We don't have that. It's a very quiet family of just hard workers. The point is, we respect the past and honour it on a regular basis. You, Freddie, have chosen the wrong time to talk about this in such a way because of the month we're in. Because November 11th is fast approaching. It is one of the most important days of the year for this country. And I get why you were brought on to talk about it from the younger person's perspective. But you need to now understand and respect what this country had to do and what it had to sacrifice so that you and many others like myself get the freedoms we have now and that we are able to live a better life because of what they did for us. Even if a recent study did just show we have worse teeth than we did in the 1700s. That's a problem for another day, not for this video. It's just amusing. So Freddie Bensley, welcome to the exhibition of stupid people. You belong here. Anyway, with these 3 subjects, I'm very interested to know what you think about the school, the bathrooms, the rather reckless mother, which got this video demonetized. That was the one that did it. And Freddie Bensley, please let me know in the comments below. I am always interested. If you don't mind me, I'm now going to start recording Shadow over Innsmouth. So I hope you all have a fantastic Monday, and thank you all for listening.